A significant number of people all around the world struggle with depression. The World Health Organization estimates it affects 300 million individuals worldwide, spanning all age groups. Depression is an insidious form of mental illness. It is challenging to diagnose and treat in its early stages. Most of us don't become aware that we have depression until we are already mired in its shackles. Those who suffer from this mental illness experience feelings of hopelessness, emptiness or sadness, weariness, irritability, and restlessness. Before we move further, like this video, and don't forget to subscribe this channel. Not only can depression sap your motivation, but it can also make it difficult to concentrate and come to decisions. People who have this disease are more likely to engage in behaviors that make the situation even more dire. If you have been experiencing at least some of these signs and symptoms for much of the day, practically every day over the past 2 weeks or more, you may be suffering from depression. Persistent feelings of sadness, anxiety, or an empty state of mind. Negative emotions such as despondency and pessimism. Sensations of irritation, frustration, or restlessness may accompany this condition. Negative emotions such as remorse, worthlessness, and powerlessness may be experienced. A decline in interest in or pleasure derived from pastimes and activities. A lack of energy, exhaustion, or a sensation of being slowed down. Trouble concentrating, remembering things, or coming to a decision. Are you having problems falling asleep, waking up too early, or sleeping too long? Alterations in appetite or fluctuations in weight that were not planned for. Physical aches or pains, headaches, cramps, or digestive issues that do not have a clear physical cause and do not go away with treatment. Thoughts of death or suicide. There is a significant variance in the severity of symptoms that can accompany depression. While some people only encounter a few symptoms, others deal with a significant number. The symptoms of depression prevent a person from functioning normally in day-to-day life and cause a tremendous amount of emotional anguish for the individual who is experiencing them. Depression can also involve further alterations in mood or behavior, such as a heightening of one's wrath or irritability, having a nervous or unsettled feeling, turning negative, being distant, or withdrawing oneself. Participation in increasingly dangerous activities has increased. More impulsivity. A higher consumption rate of alcohol or drugs. Severing ties with one's own family and other loved ones. Incapacity to fulfill one's obligations to one's job and family, as well as neglecting other significant duties. Concerns with sexual desire as well as sexual performance. The symptoms of depression can vary significantly from one person to the next. Although men, women, and people of all genders can experience depression, how they manifest the symptoms of depression and the actions they engage in to alleviate those symptoms may vary. For instance, some men and women may exhibit symptoms other than melancholy, such as appearing angry or irritable. Even though greater consumption of alcohol or drugs can be a coping strategy for anyone struggling with depression, research suggests that males may be more likely to turn to these substances for assistance. Here is a list of things that depression will cause you to do. Putting yourself in a bubble. People who suffer from depression often withdraw into themselves for a variety of reasons. Others isolate themselves because they feel overwhelmed by social interactions, while others do so because they believe it is preferable to be alone. In other instances, the individual may despise himself to such a degree that they would rather not have contact with others. Many people who suffer from severe depression cannot leave their homes for weeks at a time. Depression can cause you to feel restless, making it difficult to focus on tasks like cleaning your room or house. The dirty dishes and laundry quickly become a mountain to climb. Living in a chaotic environment makes you feel anxious, and the fact that you have less energy doesn't help matters. Depression drains your energy, leaving you with poor hygiene. Getting out of bed is already a challenge in and of itself. Therefore, taking care of your body in the traditional ways such as showering, brushing your teeth, cleaning your hair, and so on, is out of the question. People who do not struggle with depression may view this behavior as slothful. But the reality is that simple tasks like taking a shower or changing into clean clothes can be taxing and even painful at times. Depression might make it difficult for you to get to sleep and have a consistent sleeping schedule. It causes you to have unwelcome thoughts that keep you awake at night. These things could give you an apprehensive feeling that lasts the entire night. On the other hand, some of you might sleep a lot but still report feeling exhausted in the morning. It's possible to reach a stage where you're always watching for awful things to confirm the negative thoughts that run through your head. You take every unfortunate event and use it as proof to demonstrate how terrible life is. Because of this, it is tough to view life more positively. Terrible eating habits are common for those who suffer from depression. Those with depression will either eat excessive amounts or very little at all. Some may end up in the kitchen, gorging on everything available, attempting to eat away the feelings of emptiness or melancholy they are now experiencing. Others, however, do not have an appetite and may even find eating repulsive. Others can be in such a state of exhaustion that cooking a meal seems impossible. Depression makes it difficult to maintain interests and desires, which can lead to a lack of motivation. Your go-to hobbies and preferred ways to pass the time no longer fulfill you. You notice that you have a dead feeling inside gradually. If you aren't careful, you can find yourself sleeping through the entire day. Your troubles can't be solved by themselves. Depression is an overwhelming condition. On most days, you could feel hopeless and entirely out of control. Therefore, attempting to tackle circumstances and difficulties head-on is already a challenging task in and of itself. You choose to disregard or put the issue out of your mind instead. Because of this, it will continue to pile up, which might lead to more problems for you. When you let depression take control of your thoughts, you will experience feelings of guilt and self-hatred. This is because depression causes you to think negatively of yourself. You will never stop putting yourself down in this way. In extreme circumstances, some of you may have issues with low self-esteem as well as a negative view of yourself. You will, at some point, realize that you are not worth the effort. Some people who have this mental disease may even experience feelings of guilt because they believe that they are to blame for all of their troubles. People who suffer from depression often lead anxious lives, constantly worrying that something horrible may happen to them. Some of you will want to ruin an excellent situation in extreme circumstances because you are convinced it will deteriorate. On other occasions, people would pass up opportunities and give up trying to achieve their goals. Different people experience depression in unique ways. Some of the behaviors associated with this disease are included in the list that was just shown. Are these points something that you agree with? What other kinds of actions have you seen people engaging in? Please share your thoughts with me in the comment box below. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting and informative videos.